Hi everyone, First Warn 5 Meteorologist Melissa Meeder with you on this Thursday afternoon. It's got a very much spring-like feel outside. It's going to be due to the moisture that we've got in the air, the rain chances around, the not quite as cold temperatures outside, and the fog. So it's kind of been a gloomy day today. Spring-like showers and thunderstorms are going to continue to move in as we get through. Likely like the 6 o'clock time frame is when we're really going to start to see these chances really ramp up. Now, by Friday morning, we still have the rain moving through the area. This is going to be mainly for our morning commuters. So by the afternoon, we're turning drier. So things as you're driving home from work, starting off your weekend, kicking it off, things look dry. We will see decreasing cloud cover, but the morning remains a little bit on the rainy side. First warn still in place for that, but this weekend looks pretty nice, if I do say so myself. We're 15 to 25 degrees above our average. It will be slightly breezy on Saturday. However, Sunday looks to be really stellar for this weekend. So we'll get to that in just a second. We're going to kind of go through our rain and our fog and what's kind of going on right now. So we had a dense fog advisory that for most areas lifted at noon. However, if you are along the I-49 corridor and west and along I-70 and south, you still have a dense fog advisory. That's going to continue until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think after 3, we're still probably going to see some areas of patchy fog throughout the day. It's kind of just how our moisture content is kind of hanging around. So most likely on your drive home this evening, you could encounter some rain, some thunderstorm activity, depending on where you are, as we'll track out what we can expect for this evening, as well as some fog. So keep that in mind. Fog right now at this point is mainly heaviest kind of in our western half of our area. Visibility here in KC is down to about 1/10 of a mile. So there's a lot of fog out there, dense fog mainly in the metro and in points in our western Kansas counties. So keep that in mind if you are heading out and about. Now, right now, the metro is dry for the most part. If you look down towards the southeast, we've got rain showers in places like Sedalia, and really in Benton County, southward, if we kind of zoom in on what's happening at the moment. Some rain going through Benton County, Sedalia, up towards Slater as well. So most of us are pretty dry at this point. There may be a few little isolated sprinkles that are around the metro. However, not a whole lot going on at this point. Now, if we kind of zoom out, we still have a little bit more rain on the way, especially this evening. So if we kind of track out what to expect over the next couple of hours, here we are at 2 o'clock. It's just about 1. So I think our current models are doing a pretty good job at what is currently happening, as this model has our rain activity towards the southeast, a little bit more southeast than currently. And this is at 2 o'clock. So that would measure out because it's only about 1 right now. We'll see another batch start to move in through this afternoon into this evening. I think by about 6 o'clock, we'll start to see this heavier rain, thunderstorm activity start to move into our western counties first. And then this becomes a little bit more widespread throughout the evening. And then eventually by 10 o'clock and through the overnight, this looks mainly confined to kind of along I-70 and north. So keep that in mind. For mainly the overnight, there could be a little bit of activity that goes kind of south of I-70 and along the I-35 corridor, but for the most part, it's mainly confined along and north of I-70. So that continues through the overnight. This is when I think we could see heavy downpours. This is when I think we could see some isolated thunderstorm activity. So it's been a while since we have seen rain as well as thunderstorm activity. So it may be nice for some of us who like to kind of fall asleep to rain and thunderstorm activity. So we were talking about that earlier on the weather show last night and how I like to fall asleep to that. But nonetheless, I think when you're waking up Friday morning, there will be rain still around, rain and thunderstorm activity. So if you are commuting to work tomorrow morning, you're likely going to encounter rain. Can't probably rule out fog either tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind. You may have some impacts as you're heading out on the road for your Friday morning commute. Now, this system starts to pull out towards the southeast, kind of along and east of the I-35 corridor by about 9-10 o'clock. So really, this is mainly when we're going to see that first warn in place for our Friday. As I mentioned, it's mainly going to be in the morning. We will see this continue to push out towards the southeast by about lunchtime in places like Benton County, Sedalia, and our far southeastern counties. But notice by lunchtime, cloud cover is going to start to pull back. So with this system, it's as it exits, it's going to take the cloud cover with it. So we're likely going to see decreasing cloud cover throughout the day on Friday. And then we'll be dry by about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. So once again, I talked about heavy downpours being possible. We could see a lot of rainfall potentially from this, especially setting up along and north of the I-70 corridor, as that's where we're kind of seeing at this point with the latest model runs, the band kind of setting up of that heavier rainfall, isolated thunderstorm activity. So along and north of I-70 could see between 1 to about 2.5 inches of rain, decreasing as you head towards the southeast. So lighter green colors, as you could see, like Odessa and Harrisonville, probably about a tenth to a half of an inch are going to be possible for those areas in our southeastern counties, but heavier amounts will be likely kind of along I-35 and north of I-70 for kind of this batch that we're going to have for later this evening and then to the overnight hours and into Friday morning. But Friday, for the most part, is going to be similar temperature-wise to today. We're going to be in the upper 40s. We have that spotty rain activity in the morning. That's going to pull out by the afternoon, so we'll drop the first warn by the time we get to the afternoon. We'll see kind of, still gloomy-ish conditions, but I think we will see some peaks of sunshine on our Friday. However, we talked about the weekend, how the weekend's looking really nice. We bump up to the mid-50s. On Saturday, we'll be dry, we'll be warmer. It will be a little bit on the breezy to windy side, as we could see winds gusting up to around 30 miles an hour. Now, come to Sunday. Sunday is looking spectacular. 60 degrees on Sunday. The first time that we would see a 60-degree in about 70 days, and that would be 70 days from Sunday. So that puts us at about November 24th of last year's when we were last time in the 60s. So it is going to be a nice feeling out there. I was talking to meteorologist Savannah Tennyson this morning, and we're like, we got to sit out on the patio come Saturday and Sunday. Mainly on Sunday, though, because it's going to be the nicest on Sunday, pick day of the weekend. And I hope everybody enjoys the weekend because temperatures kind of go downhill from there. But can't complain about the 60s in early February. So right now, temperature-wise, we're a mix mainly of the 40s and 50s. 44 here in KC. It's a little bit cooler up towards Bethany at 39. If you head towards the southeast, lower to mid-50s. It's 54 right now in Butler, 50 in Warrensburg, at Clinton, and Sedalia, 51 in Harrisonville. So mainly warmer as you head towards our southeastern counties. Temperature-wise, we're hanging out in the 40s pretty much through the entirety of the day and into the overnight hours. Those rain chances hang around, the cloud cover hangs around, so the rain and the clouds will help keep temperatures a little bit more at bay as we head through the rest of the day and into the overnight. So low temperatures by tomorrow morning. When you're heading out the door, you will encounter rain, probably fog as well. And temperature-wise, we're going to be in the upper 30s in KC, but the rest of the area, for the most part, lower 40s are what's going to be expected. So once again, the cloud cover is going to help us with that as well as the rainfall. And we talked about maybe earlier in the week that potential for that wintry mix. We won't be seeing that wintry mix because, as you could see, we are going to stay above the freezing mark, well above the freezing mark through the night tonight and into tomorrow. So there's just not really any possibility for anything to freeze on contact if we're talking about freezing drizzle, freezing rain, because temperatures just aren't at 32 degrees or colder. So that's the good news with that. So rain, thunderstorm activity is what is going to be likely with this system through the overnight. And so no chance for wintry mix anymore, which I think maybe many people will be happy about. So tomorrow, definitely going to need the umbrella when you're at the bus stop heading out for your commute in the morning. Oh, this is for today. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. This is the right one now. Okay, so when you're at the bus stop tomorrow morning, we will have that scattered rain still in the morning. Temperatures around 40 when you're heading off to school, and then we will see a decrease in cloud cover, drying skies by the afternoon. So you'll be able to kind of ditch that umbrella, that raincoat, that sort of thing by the afternoon. We'll be in the upper 40s. So the good thing is we're not going to be that cold when we talk about, tomorrow, and then for the weekend we're looking really nice for the most part. So let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. So you could see, as I mentioned, temperatures will kind of be on the downfall as we get into the first part of next week. So we're in the upper 40s for Thursday and Friday. So today and Friday, mid 50s on Saturday, Sunday around 60, stellar day. That's also Groundhog Day. And Then we'll quickly start to cool down. Upper 40s on Monday, lower 40s on Tuesday. And we're watching the potential of a system that could bring a little bit of wintry mix into the area come Wednesday, as temperatures will fall back into the upper 30-degree range. So really through the rest of this week, temperatures don't really get below freezing except for on Saturday morning. However, we fall back to around freezing and the upper 20s for low temperatures as we get into next week with kind of a cooler pattern. But keep in mind that our average temperature for really next week is going to be around 40 to 41 degrees. So we're generally, for the most part, going to be at or around that kind of average temperature. So it'll feel a little bit colder compared to, mid 50s and 60 degrees on Sunday. But nonetheless, this is kind of still seasonably warm or typical for early February. So myself, Chief Meteorologist Luke Doris, will be with you through the afternoon into the evening hours, bringing you the latest with any changes that we may see or may not see for our rain and thunderstorm chances through this evening and into tomorrow morning. And of course, that really nice weekend ahead. We hope you join us as soon as 3:30. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday and stays dry. I'll leave you with this picture of a foggy plaza on this afternoon.